to watch where I'm walking because I'm in new shoes. Boots that you've seen before, these ones. Can you see them? Those. I am wearing something that's probably not very appropriate for the weather because it's not the nicest of days, although it's supposed to be sunny. And I'm all dressed up for Friday. I'm heading into town. I am going to go and pick up the A4 frame for some wonderful prints that I won in a competition by Amy Singer Art. So I'm going to head into Aberdeen just now and get a frame for the larger ones. I've got small frames already for the smaller ones. So my plan is to have a photo wall, and she has very kindly made a sixth thing to put in a frame with some of the words from Caledonia, which is one of my favourite songs in the whole world. So I thought I'd dress up for the occasion because it's Friday. I have done my Friday tidy this morning, so the house is looking all zhuzhed and all done. So I can relax, and I just thought, well, you know what, if I don't get dressed up, and once in a while, when I'm going to somewhere like the range, then when will I ever get dressed up? Because let's face it, we're still not back to doing the things that we normally do. I've kind of done my parting a little bit far over today though, so this is going to probably annoy me when I'm driving. And I've just put a little clip in at the side to hold that side back. And I've put in some lovely Stella and Dot earrings. And this is actually a real present that I got for my 21st. So I put that on there. So I'm going to head into Aberdeen and get that. First of all though, let me lay out the prints and show you them. Amy has designed these digital prints of certain areas of Scotland. I think these ones are all the northeast of Scotland. I might be wrong with that. But she ran a competition. She has the shop Cloudy Blue in Rosemountain in Aberdeen if you're local. If not, she sends all over the world. And she ran a competition to win these prints. And I sent the one, there's Ben a He, which a lot of my friends have as their view out their kitchen windows, which is very nice. So I sent it and said, oh my word, look what Amy's running. You should totally enter because how amazing is this print? Not thinking that I would be the one to win. So I was over the moon when I found out that I was the lucky winner. So let me lay them out and I'll show you them. As I say, I'm going to do like a photo wall, and the plan is to have them upstairs in the extension part of the house. Although it was built at the same time, it's called the extension. It's a section of the house that would have been for the servants or the maids. They would have lived in this half underneath the kitchen, and then the main part of the house would have been not off limits to them, but it would have been a separate section. And the bedroom up above, which would have been their bedroom, lounge and toilet facilities, maybe in the old, like at the end of the olden days. I don't know. I don't know if they would have had indoor toilets by the time they stopped having maids. I don't know. But it's our spare bedroom, and that's where guests stay when they come to visit. And I thought, what better way than to have Scottish things? Because sometimes we have guests from different countries. So what better way than to have these pictures up on the wall with the little quote that they might not know is Caledonia, but then I can explain it to them, and it's got a little bit of history, and they can see these beautiful landscapes. And also a lot of the house is going to be quite traditional, and these are very modern. And because the spare bedroom is going to be a mix of both modern and old, I thought that would be a perfect place to display these. So I'm over the moon to win because I enter so many competitions, and you never think you're going to be the winner. And when you are, it's like, oh, it makes you feel so happy. So I was over the moon and very, very excited when Amy messaged to say that I was the winner. Let me show you them. And then I'm going to head into Aberdeen, go get the frame for the large one, and then head back. I think we are going to be really naughty and get Domino's for dinner tonight. Partly because I've done a Friday tidy and my house is all clean. So I had two options. One is to go to Marquis and get some nice pizzas already made up. The second option is to head to Domino's and be really naughty. Last time we had Domino's was when we first did, I think it was like my second or third vlog. So I mean, that was a long time ago. I think I deserve to have some beautiful bits of pizza, delicious piece of pizza, and order extra. So we've got some for leftovers for tomorrow. So that is the plan. So I'm going to head into Aberdeen just now, and then hopefully this weather improves because I bought a whole load of barbecue stuff for tomorrow night's dinner. So if it's not, it's just going to be cooked inside, which won't be as nice as having it on the barbecue. Maybe I'll just send Steve outside with an umbrella to cook it, just like proper Scottish barbecues. These are the prints. How stunning are these? And also, these are actually little cards. So I want a pack of 5 cards, and then the A4 print of Benahi. And she has kindly signed not only the big print, which she was going to do anyway, but she has kindly obliged me and has initialed each of the notelets as well. So I just love that little touch. The Benahi one, that's what I'm going to get a frame for today. I already have, as you can see, these are very dusty. We've had these, I've got about 40 downstairs since just after Bark was born. So Barkley's 8.5. They've been in storage for a while, so Steve will be delighted that I'm actually using them. So I'm going to use 6 of those and put them, I don't know if this will be the order I do them in, but she's been so kind and obliged to write, let me tell you that I love you. So that's a bit from Caledonia, excuse my singing. But the good thing is we toyed about putting more either side, and I think about you all the time. And add in the rest. But then this is just such a small snippet, but it means so much, if that makes sense. And I just love it. Even look at Amy's writing, even her writing. She put this lovely little note in. Winner, congratulations. I hope you love your artwork. Much love, Amy. But even her writing's beautiful. And I'm actually going to keep, this is the envelope it was sent in. And look how beautiful my name looks in this sort of beautiful script writing. I think I'm going to cut this out. And save it because I just think it's so beautiful. So I'm going to go and get the frame for this and then pop these ones into here. I think I will keep the border. I really like the border, so I think I'll keep that to frame it, but it might look a bit silly with the borders from the card. So I will judge it and see what looks good. It might be that I have to put in a little border of black in between, so it's almost like a double border. I will judge it and see how it looks. And then hopefully I can convince Steve to help me put these on the wall. Even though we haven't painted and haven't renovated the spare bedroom, at least they'll be up and make it look like we've done a little bit. So I'll maybe convince him to actually hang these. So I'm going to go in and get the frame for this one. I don't know if I should take this with me for when I'm trying, to find the frame. I don't want to risk damaging it, but then it might be good to take it in. This is to go above the fireplace. And the fireplace upstairs is a beautiful black, old, traditional, original fireplace. So I'm looking just for a plain black frame to not detract from the beauty of the fireplace because it's so ornate and it's got the beautiful original tiles on it, which I think might have some of these colours in it. I'm not sure. But I love all of these, the beautiful purples from the heather. And I'm really in love with this mustard colour at the moment. This is a colour that I'm trying to convince Bartley to introduce into his bedroom a bit more. But I just love how these prints look. I'm trying to think what each of these places are. Let me find out, and then when I'm putting them in the frames, once I've got them in the frames, I'll explain what each place is, because I don't want to get it wrong. But yeah, because I don't want to make a mistake and get it wrong. But yes, I'm going to head in and do that just now. And then the next time you see me, I won't be looking as glam as I am just now, because it'll probably be Saturday or Sunday, and I will certainly not be wearing a mini skirt and boots. Say I've done my Friday tidy. I haven't put the cushions back up in the bed, and I clearly haven't made a very good job of making it at crack of dawn this morning. So ignore the bed. But I just thought I'd show you what I was wearing. And you'll have seen this in one of my vlogs. This is from H&M. It's a lovely checked mini skirt. And I think I wore it in those vlogs with tights, but obviously it's supposed to be summer, or spring. So I thought I'd bare some legs, and I've teamed it with the beautiful H&M boots that I think are quite a good dupe for the Valentino ones, but I don't like the big V in the side of them. So these are actually quite a good compromise because they don't have that big V, and they're also a fraction of the cost. And then I'm just wearing an old knit from Zara. This is so old that it's actually got stains and stuff on it. I think I used it for painting at some point. But I needed a thinner knit for the top compared to the thicker knits that I was wearing with it before, because I would be too hot. And this is the belt that I got from Amazon, which was in my Amazon video. I will try and, I don't know how to do that, but I'll try and put the vlogs that I'm mentioning on the screen just now. The only problem is that when I have lunch, it's going to be difficult to breathe in. But I do love having something like this on and being a little bit dressier. And I look forward to heading into Aberdeen. Feeling hot already with having my hair down. Whew. It does get very hot under thick hair. Everyone who wants to have thick hair, or I don't ever understand why people add extensions and make their hair really thick, because as a person with thick hair, I mean, you always want what you don't have, don't you? But it's so thick and so heavy and so hot. But I'm loving how my hair is styling just now. The way I do it is I curl it, hairspray my curls, and then wait till they cool and then brush them out. And then they go like this. It means you can run your fingers through them, and they last for about 4 days. They obviously drop a little bit over those 4 days, but they last about 4 days, which is great considering I only wash my hair every 4 days, sometimes 5. But they are a nice way of styling my hair that makes it just look a little bit more done. And I'm still loving this balayage sort of look, the balayage sort of look at the ends. I just love it. It just makes it look slightly different than my very dark at the top, which I still love. It's just my natural colour. It's getting darker and darker as I get older. I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know if that's a thing, but my hair is definitely getting darker. Ignore the eyebrows. They haven't been done for over a year. So yeah, they need to be addressed. Just ignore those. And I'm going to head into Aberdeen. It was quite embarrassing, isn't it, when your jacket is longer than your actual skirt. But I've just been outside and I've just picked a couple of bluebells because I'm going to be driving past Amy's door. So I'm going to drop these past to say thank you. So I'm just packing up the car and I'm about to head. Fan of some of the A4 specific frames, and the ones that are for the photos are too small, just by a couple of centimetres, like a centimetre there and a centimetre down the side. So what I've done is I've gone for a really large frame. So this one is a black mounted inlay box frame. It's got like a nice wood effect at the side, and it's got like a bevel border around it. And then I put a bevel mount around it, and then I'm going to put an extra mount in the centre, and then put picture there, and do it one-handed, like that, so it kind of looks along those lines. A lady just stopped me, she was picking up the smaller version of the frame. She went, "Oh, where did you get that? Where about was that?" And I said, "Oh, it's not from," she said, is it in this shop?" And I said, "No, it's not from this shop, it's actually Amy Singer Art." So I showed her the logo on the back of my parcel with the address, Clyde Green, Rosemount. So she was going to go and look up, because she says she loves this sort of thing, which is so nice. Total fail. The sun's out. We've got a cocktail made up, just apple juice, orange juice, and a little bit of Ribena to make it look very cocktail-like. But I don't have any ice. What a fail. So luckily I've got some frozen blackcurrants from last season. So I'm just going to pop a few of them in the glass, and that will chill our drinks just nicely. For a play in the sunshine. Wow, £700, I can understand that. Just look at it. Not just one, two, and then there's a different one here. It looks very, very pretty. Sunshine today is just glorious. It's heart-shaped. It's actually heart-shaped. How cute is that? I'm just waiting for Steve to choose which weed killer to buy. I've done my plant shopping. I've got some Buxus Balls for the front door, which will be really nice. To go on Granda's black urn-shaped planters, so that'll be good. So hot outside. I had to take my shirt off and put it over my shoulders. So hot. But very successful. It's really nice just to look around, because I never take the time. I've always got a list or a plan, so it's quite nice. I just walked around and looked at all the plants and started to think about planning a garden and the bits I want to do, which is quite good. As you will hear in the background, Steve is cutting the grass. It is looking really, really good. It's recovered so well. He's obviously been travelling and trailing little bits of grass on the way though, but it's looking so good, looking so much better than it was, and it just looks great how it goes into the woodlands. All the cow parsley all growing up just now, it's lovely, just perfect. I'm on my way to go and plant the Buxus hedges, that Buxus Balls, sorry, is coming round this way, I think, it sounds very loud. I'm going to plant the Buxus Balls that we bought at the garden centre. I planted some Gypsophila in here all over, but it's only grown in certain sections, better in this one, but I did some in the greenhouse in some toilet roll tubes, so I'm going to plant them round once I move these over to the edges. Look how beautiful these are. I've got them all along here. It goes purple, purple, white, although the cat got that one, the neighbour's cat got that one. Purple, white, purple, there's the white ones, goes all the way along there. Love it. Anyway, I'm going to move the Gypsophila to the edges, and then I'm going to plant the Buxus Balls in. Got some compost to put in the middle, and then any spaces I'll fill with the extra Gypsophila that I've got there. And then these will hopefully grow into really nice balls over the years. They've actually grown a lot since we bought them. So we bought them and they had a little bit of new growth, but look, it's only been a couple of days and look how much new growth is on them already. So great news. So I'm going to go ahead and pop you up here and set you up and film while I get these planted up. Steve's still cutting the grass, so excuse the noise, but they are looking so nice. They're actually a good size as well when you see them like this. They're actually a perfect size. Even if they grow a little bit bigger, it'll still be nice. And I've planted the white Gypsophila round about. So hopefully that'll give some nice white flowers, and I think this is a trailing one, so it should come down. I'm hoping. If not, I can always replant them elsewhere. Delighted at how that is looking at the front of the house now. I can use my little bonsai pruning scissors to tend to these, so that'll be really good. I'm overgrown, I need to get them out and put somewhere else. The sun is coming out now. The birds are loving this weather. They're looking beautiful. I'm really delighted with them. The hydrangeas, if you remember, I cut them right back at the end of last season. It was a bit harsh, and by now they're usually really big and bushy, but I had to do it because they were just getting far too big. So I'm hoping that they will recover, I hope. But round this way, this bit always becomes quite a bit of a forest at this time of year. Steve takes the strimmer to this after it all dies off at the end of the season, and then this is what comes back. It's getting a bit overgrown now, and eventually this will be a patio. So I'm going to have to repurpose and move all of these things. And I've looked into when to move my peonies, and they say to wait till it's finished flowering and then dig them out. And if you do that, then it shouldn't be delayed in flowering the next year. They said if you do that before, then it can take up to 7 years for them to flower again. So I'm going to wait until the flowering has finished and then try and move these, because eventually we'll have a door coming out at this side here, and then this will be patio. So in down that side down there, and that window there will eventually be a door. That's in the back part of the kitchen, and this is the lounge. So there'll be a door that'll be turned into a door, and then this will come into a patio. So I'm going to have to move a lot of these before the season goes, because we're hoping to do that next year. But I just love the peonies, and when they come out, this is one of the reasons why we wanted to buy the house when we came to view it, because these were just coming out in bud form, and I had these in my wedding bouquet, and I'm just such a fan. I've got so many buds. Look at them, there's just so many of them. So I'll need to get ready to move them, because there's quite a few plants all the way dotted along. I've also got a few weeds as well, like nettles. But it's amazing how much there is here that we're just going to have to try and repurpose, like the hostas, and we've also got some bluebells and things scattered in here as well. But the peonies are my main focus, to get them moved. But it's just such a lovely expanse. It is getting a bit overgrown, so it's quite fine. These will then turn into beautiful orange flowers, and they're quite high. They come up to about here, and then Steve trims it down, and it comes back every year. So I am going to have to try and get these moved. The garden is just looking so nice. This is probably the best the best time of year for the garden. Everything just comes to life. Beautiful flowers. Look at the purple on these. Oh, I don't know enough about the flowers. I don't know what they're all called, so I'm gonna have to get my Auntie Sheila round to go through the garden and we can write down all the different things. Although Steve's got that picture, this app that tells you what each one is, so that might save her a lot of hassle. But I would love to go and photograph everything and get them written down so that we know what every flower is, because they're just stunning. The amount of wildlife that it attracts as well is just amazing. And then down here we've got a little bird bath which we need to refill. This was the old sink, would you believe it, in the downstairs toilet. It was the old wash basin down there. It needs a bit of a touch up and paint as well. Paint seems to be coming off, but I renovated that a couple of years ago. So I will need to get that refilled with fresh water because that's been over the winter. And the grass is looking so good. I can't believe how much the grass has recovered. Can you remember how bad it looked? I showed you in the last vlog. Yes, he's obviously just cut it again just now, and look how good it's looking. I just can't get over how green it is. You can obviously, if you go close by, you can still see there's bits underneath, but it will scarify again in the autumn, which is when you're supposed to do your biggest scarify, is in the autumn. So we obviously did a big scarify this time and then reseeded, but we shouldn't have to reseed every time you scarify. We just did a big cull. Oh, it's just looking lovely. So we get to enjoy it over the summer. I'm so glad that it's recovered. The one up at the drying green, I'll show you it later, probably in the next vlog. It's not recovered completely yet, but I'll show you it once it's just getting a little bit better. But delighted with the rest of the lawns. Right, into the greenhouse now for a little bit of work, and then inside to make dinner. Taken these upstairs. This is the unrenovated spare bedroom, and this is Steve's old bed that he's had for about 25 years. So this is obviously not done. These bedside tables were bought for the very first house we lived in, so they're about 12 years old, maybe about that sort of age. And these were from my flat in Edinburgh, so everything's just sort of repurposed in here. But this is the wall here that these are going to go on. So I'm just going to pop them. It hasn't been painted or anything, obviously. We've still got the remnants of the old lights that were attached to here. They're still there. But the plan will be to have it on this wall here. Once I can get the bad weather for Steve to put them up. But it shouldn't take long because it's just little hooks in the back. And what I did was it comes with this on the side here, because obviously it's a photo frame for this way for hanging. But I've just moved them to the top for the middle ones so that they are ready for going up on the wall. And then around here is the old fireplace. So this is to go on the wall here in the centre. And this is just an old greeting card as well that I thought was really beautiful that I got from a friend. And it just looked so pretty that I put it in a frame. So this is the old fireplace. It's still got the original tiles. And there are a few colours in there I think that would match the pictures, but it's going to be lovely tying in some colours in this room. And the one of Benahi has turned out so nicely. Look at it. It's got a double border, and then in there, can you see it? You just see my reflection. Let me go this way. How beautiful does that look? And to think that the frame and the mount were under £12. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. And it's got a bit of depth. It's like a box frame. See how it's boxed? It's stepped in a bit. So it's got a beautiful feature and it just looks gorgeous there. Absolutely stunning. So it's going to look really nice. Oh, I was going to tell you what each of these are. So this is your River Dee. This is the River Don. Hope I've got them the right way around. This is Ben Nevis. Beautiful. This is Nig Bay, which is down at the beach, which is just gorgeous. The lighthouse. Yeah, it's lovely, the lighthouse. I always think it's such a nice thing, bringing you home. It's just beautiful. And then this is the Tire Bagger. So the cover, and obviously the Benahee is the big one. And you get the Benahee in a different colour as well. But I just think they look stunning, especially in these frames. As you can see, I put in a black, there was a gap between the border and the picture. So I just used a piece of black card, cut them down to size, but left a little bit of wiggle room. And then as you'll see from the video, I just sort of position them in the back, and then I'm usually quite good, I think I'm pretty accurate by the look of that, by eye, just to measure where it should be, and then use sellotape to secure it. And maybe should have cut the sides down in this one maybe a little bit. I can always go back and do that, but that was just the size that it was, and I'm so scared to cut it and make a mess of it. So I think that looks good as it is anyway. I just think it looks gorgeous. I think they're going to look just beautiful up on that wall. I'm going to leave the vlog here. I'm going to head out in the garden today. The sun was shining. It's gone down a bit now, but I'm barefaced, hair tied up. I'm going to put on some sunscreen and then head out to the greenhouse and do a little bit of gardening while the weather is lovely. But until the next time, love you lots. Bye.